In this video, I'm going to share with you a little secret that could crush all the nerves and anxiety that you have leading up to your next first date, first day of class, big game, whatever the case may be, so that you can excel and reach your full potential. I'm Michael Dennis, and I help people find their inner confidence and make the most out of their lives. Now, if that sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, I highly recommend joining the subreddit for this channel, r/Michael Dennis, which is a place where you can just basically post about anything you want, and it's like a direct line of contact between you and me. And so be sure to join soon because spots are limited. I won't be accepting people forever, so go ahead and join now before it's too late. So first I'm going to share this little secret with you, but don't go away after that. Be sure to stick around because I have 3 very useful tips on how to practically implement this so that you can really make the most out of it. So you're nervous before a first date, first day of class, or a big game. Well, guess what? So is everyone else. Yes. That's the secret. It sounds obvious, but we forget this simple fact because we get too caught up in our own heads and forget to take the other person's perspective, forget to put ourselves in their shoes. Because if you think about it, everyone is probably nervous. If you're lined up at the start of a race, you're not the only one who's nervous. Everyone is. Before a first date, it's not just you, it's probably the other person too. And if you don't believe me, just remember that anxiety, fear, nerves, they're all natural human responses to any important or uncertain event. There's no getting around it. Everyone's gonna feel it to some extent. Now, yes, some people handle the anxiety better than others, but that's why you're here, because you wanna learn how to handle it better. I noticed this principle on my first date with my girlfriend. I was super nervous, but after talking with her for a little while as we're going through the date, I started to realize she might have actually been even more nervous than I was. And so that kind of made me realize, wow, I went into this all nervous thinking that she would be perfectly cool, calm, collected, not nervous whatsoever, and probably think that I'm a nervous wreck. And it turns out she was probably thinking the exact same thing about me, thinking that I was this cool guy, no nerves whatsoever, and that she was gonna be the nervous wreck. See how it works out? You think you're the only one, but really everyone's pretty much nervous. Okay, so by now, hopefully you believe me that everyone else is nervous too. But how exactly does this help? How can you implement this? Well, first, as I mentioned earlier, the reason why you're probably anxious is because of the uncertainty. You don't know how it's going to turn out. But because you can't control this, thinking about it isn't going to help at all. The only thing you can do is just realize this is uncertain, I don't know how it's going to go, and that's okay. You have to learn how to acknowledge it, accept it, and let it go. And that leads me into my next point, which is to reframe the situation as an opportunity rather than as a threat. Because the reason why you're probably anxious about it is because you're thinking about all the ways that it could go wrong. If instead you think about all the ways that it could go right, you might actually even get excited about the situation rather than nervous. So imagine it's your first day of school or your first day of class. You could go into it thinking, oh my God, what if no one talks to me? What if I'm a loner? What if I get bullied? What if? Of course, that's going to generate anxiety within you and you're going to go into it super nervous. And many of those things might actually come true because you're going into it with that mindset. But instead, if you just think about it as a good thing, as an opportunity, think of it like, oh, this is a great chance to make friends because you're about to be in a classroom with probably 20, 30, or even more people. And that's a great opportunity to meet more people with similar interests or whatever the case may be. And my last tip is to right before it, instead of just ruminating and thinking about the situation, like thinking about this date you're just about to be on or this game you're just about to play, instead of thinking about that, try to keep your mind off it and think about something else. Whether that's talking with another teammate about something totally different, or talking on the phone with your friend before you go on that first date, or even playing video games or watching TV or whatever the case may be. Do something to keep your focus outward rather than inward and stuck in your own head. Now you may be thinking, but won't thinking about it right before it kind of help prepare me for it? No. What helped you prepare for it are the days, weeks, months, or years of experience that have brought you to this point. Let's say we're talking about sports. It's all the months or years that you've practiced leading up to this day. It's not the thoughts that you have 5 minutes before the game. Those last few moments of thinking right before the event are not going to help and they're only going to make you nervous. So try to forget about it, clear your head, and be present. And that will provide the best results. If you found this helpful, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up, commenting, subscribing, do whatever you gotta do, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.